What's up, everybody? All right, we're going to get this started here. We'll get the recording going. I don't know why I'm using this because it usually doesn't work. So we're going to try it anyways. All right, and let's get this rolling, get the live going. Are you there? Am I there? We're there.
He's got a way more of a setup than I do.
We're just trying to hit it from all angles here, you know? All right, so let's do it. The live is starting, and when I start this live, we'll start the interview, and here we go. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Klazzact Chats, and today is a super special episode because I have Nikki here from the very popular Fitstagram Sugary Six Pack. Welcome to the show, Nicole.
Thank you.
And how's it going? How you doing? You doing good?
Yes, good? It's awesome. I'm excited to be here. I'm super excited. I usually do all of my lives and videos and things on my own, so this is a wonderful change.
Well, it's something different for both of us.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do interviews for a while, and so today we got the whole setup going. We got the audio, we have the Insta Live, we have Nikki's Facebook, and we have the YouTube video that we'll both be reposting eventually here. But so, I'm Andrew Klaznick, aka Klazzact of Klazzact Chats. This is Nikki, Sugary Six Pack, and let's get started. So, since it's a special occasion and this is a first interview thing for me, we'll just start with, so Nikki, let's just start with where you're from, what do you do, explain Sugary Six Pack.
Okay, so I am actually, I always say I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, but I currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina, so pretty much just an hour and a half up the road, no big difference really. But I am, I guess, a fitness and
Influencer, yeah.
I don't know.
Kind of fit influencer.
I like to interact with people. I like to spread fitness and health and positivity and things like that. And it's been really good. I've gotten to do a lot of workout sharing, and I think a lot of my stuff is, besides workouts, focused on being positive, being grateful, doing what you can, rather than expecting, perfection all the time.
Yeah.
And
you're really real.
That's what I do.
You're really real with people, which is a breath of fresh air to a lot of Instagram accounts because, a lot of these girls are always like, here, just check me out. Just check out everything that I am. But then they won't show the real pose of when they're just like chilling, So it's nice. It's nice to have a realness. So let everyone know, how did you get started? Like, you were pretty early on Instagram, sort of. I mean, kind of. I mean, you hit it at a good time, So just give people the backstory of like when you were leaving. So I know Nikki really well because I am Nikki's brother, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know. You've seen me on lots of stuff. But so there'll be some details that I already know, but I'm going to throw in some information here and there. So remember, take us back to like when you were leaving Wofford and you had that feeling of like, you didn't know. So take us back to there and then kind of give us how you started.
Yeah, so I actually didn't really ever set out to be in fitness. It was always a part of my life because I actually have a running background. I ran competitively in high school and then through college at Wofford, like he just said. And I went to school actually for theater and I minored in art history. So nothing really fitness related. I really had planned on possibly getting into film acting, maybe doing some theater. And that just didn't really, once I got out and started doing it and started trying it, I actually came out to LA for a few months and had a blast, mainly because I was hanging out with him all the time.
We had some good times.
So took some film classes, found out that this probably wasn't the place that I wanted to stay. And acting and all that really wasn't my passion like I thought it was. And I think that's a lot of when I realized that I really missed, training and even not so much the actual running part of competitively running in college.
Right, I don't think any of us missed that.
But like the team aspect and the community that it built for you and just like the constantly pushing yourself to do more and be better and just, trying to constantly go for something. I think that's a lot of what I missed in it. And so I decided, I'm just going to get my personal training certification and see where it goes because that's what I think I really am passionate about. And so I got certified and I noticed kind of like a trend on social media where people were just sharing workouts and stuff and I was like, I could do that. Like I could share what I'm doing. I can share what I'm doing with my clients that's been working for them. And it kind of went from there. I started sharing. At first, I literally just shared videos every single day. They were sped up super fast because it was 15-second limit when I first started.
She was on the 15-second limit Instagram. That's a couple years back.
That's not that long ago, though. I started probably like 3.5 years ago. 4?
I think it
four.
might be
That's
more.
probably 4.
Because when did you come out here instantly? Yeah, right. Because you started after you came out here. You started a little bit after that. So
well,
yeah, it was like 4-ish
years
ago.
And like,
okay.
I'm like, I won't put stuff out if I'm not like, I'm certified and it's real and this is an actual information
the
and
real
helpful.
deal.
Like, so I did not start until after I was certified, after I knew I was giving legitimate information and things like that. So yeah, it took me a while to get started. But I think just starting was the best part. Like, I just wasn't scared to start because I was like, well, this is something I like and this is what I want to do and try. And so I started, and I started sharing workouts every single day.
Oh, and there's no lie, it was every day. And what did you have to lose? I mean, with the social media stuff, you're losing a little bit of time, but like, until you figure out what you want, why not spend your time trying something, And so, how much influence did like wanting to initially come and be an actor, and then having the like the athlete background, like how much did that help with your like discipline of it though? Because I know if there's something that I lack, it is being disciplined and posting every day and doing it every day. And she's the complete opposite. She is the most disciplined person I know. So just like, how did the athlete background and even wanting to be an actor like help you? Not just discipline, but like the camera presence and like all that,
Yeah, oh, definitely. Something I super strongly believe is like, no matter what, all of your past experiences come into play and help you with what you're currently doing. Like, I could have looked at that 4 years of theater as like, well, what a waste of time. I don't use it anymore.
Right. A lot of people do that kind of stuff. Don't do that to yourself.
No, because I promise you, like, when really that 4 years of theater is what makes me, able to have the YouTube vlogs and like go on like Instagram and Facebook Live and feel like I can help people because I can articulate like what, answers to what they're asking and things that they're wondering, and not be scared to be on camera or scared to, look silly because maybe I'm making a weird face during the live or my hair is jacked up or, just stuff that like you have to learn to deal with being on stage or in auditions, where you look back and you see yourself maybe on the tape and you go, oh my gosh, like that was so embarrassing. I can't believe I butchered that line, or I paused or froze or just looked so dumb. But you really learn to deal with that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you're not as scared of it anymore, which I think is helpful. And then as far as the running and the discipline, seriously, I don't know if there's something that could make you more disciplined.
Oh man, like it's every athlete, every other sport's torture is what was her sport, running is and
I know it's not for everyone, and I know like I don't do it as much anymore. Once I finished, I definitely was like, competitive running's not for me anymore. But it definitely taught me discipline, and it taught me through experience of working hard some summer trainings when I was on my own, and not working hard some summer trainings when I was on my own. Like, it taught me that you do get out of these things what you put into them, because I remember having a summer where I was just like, whatever, I'm not going to train, like, I'll be fine.
Like, I'm good.
I don't feel like it. I don't want to wake up at 5 and go downtown to the running group. Like, it's just not my thing this summer.
Right.
I had the worst adjustment period going back to college, running and training in the 98 degrees, and just like people, like, it was horrible. I was getting crushed.
I should have ran this summer, maybe more than twice.
Maybe more than twice. Exactly. I should have stuck with my, discipline, do this, because you'll be happy later, rather than just going off of, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah,
like,
I don't feel I'll do it like later. It. Yeah, but like,
no.
Can it also too, like, you're very real with your stuff, but like, there's always those days where you're like, I don't want to do any content today. I don't want to do it live today. I don't want to, like, the theater and like the discipline has to help in being like, you know what?
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Here we go. I'm turning the face on. I'm ready. Even if I'm not feeling it, you guys will probably help Nikki. It'll probably help whoever's doing the content, like, get motivated. I know when I do videos. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah. It's always, I think, the hardest part, and people who watch my Instagram stories probably see a lot of that, because sometimes I'll go in and I'll be like, guys, I don't want to work out today.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't feel like doing anything today. I just want to sleep. But we're going to do it. So,
Right.
like, I share a lot more of that on stories because it feels more of like an easy way to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm feeling, than, you know, posting every 10 minutes.
Right. And if their fitspiration, you know, can be like, I don't feel like it today.
It's
but,
normal
Yeah.
not to feel
But then
like
can
it.
go and do it,
Yeah.
you know, and show them that even if you're not feeling it, you can go do it.
Yeah.
Then that's awesome,
Well,
you
that's
know.
like, it's a reality. Like, I know that we see people, and I even see people sometimes, and you're like, wow, they've just got it all together. Like,
Yeah.
they're always feeling it. They're always, but it's not true. We do that about other people. We romanticize other people because we don't know what they're really feeling. And I
Right.
think when I share how I feel sometimes, and it's not always perfect, I think it can be helpful. So that's why I feel like I should share it.
Yeah, and it definitely translates to the audience of like, they're like, I wasn't either, but now I
And
do.
now I'm going to do it. Yeah. So just, I don't even know what your original question was.
Well, that's perfect. That's what makes interviews great. Let's bring it back. Why are you in LA this weekend? What brought you?
Yeah, so I love coming to LA mainly because I get to see him. I add a day and stay and see him every time. But I'm actually here this weekend with Adidas. It was All-Star Weekend, and they had a massive event, which I didn't even realize it was going to be as massive as it was.
NBA All-Star Weekend is
Yeah.
huge if you didn't know, especially in LA.
I didn't
Massive.
know. So like I showed up and like it was this full-on amazing like event. They had a like all-star game with rappers playing Snoop vs. 2 Chainz, which I thought was crazy.
Everybody was in there. Who was all in there? Who was in there? Snoop,
Oh
2
gosh,
Chainz, Chris
yes,
Brown.
Chris Brown was in there. There was David Banner.
Little Dicky,
there was,
David
yes,
Banner.
All
Oh,
these,
man,
it was
like-
so weird watching all of them play
like-
basketball. I was just like, okay, this is different than
That's
like
something
what I
else.
normally
Yeah,
do
right.
on the weekend where I sit
Right.
at home and try and do work.
Yeah, and you're just like, wow, so she's out here seeing all these rappers, all these
It's
artists.
very interesting.
James Harden was right there next to her at one
Yeah.
point. And it's just like, whoa, what kind of event is this, you know? But so, All-Star Weekend's cool, but now let's bring it back full circle. So, with Adidas, how did the Adidas brand ambassador partnership come about with Sugary Six Pack? I know people want to know that. That's one of those things. It's like, whoa, like it was crazy for me to even
seems
hear when it
random,
happened.
right?
Yeah.
So I work with Adidas Women and the women's running team, and it's actually really awesome. They're seriously, everyone is amazing that I work with there,
Yeah.
and they really pick a lot of great people. I think every time I go to the events, I'm always like, wow, these girls are really doing amazing things, and like they're awesome. Like I'm so lucky to be here.
Right.
But what happened was they reached out to me initially about a shoe launch. It was 2 years ago or so. It was the Pure Boost.
Oh, great shoes.
Great shoes. I don't know if anybody has them or has them that's watching or whatever. But
Yeah.
so that was the initial event that I got to go to, and like I just thought it was a one-time thing. And the funniest part about it is, and I just talked about this with Scarlett, my
Oh yeah,
contact the
all
other
Nikki's
day,
contacts at Adidas are awesome. Yeah,
they're
yeah.
amazing. But she said that she remembers when I first came on because I called her office and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure this is like really Adidas and a legitimate thing because I didn't want to get scammed. Like I didn't want to show up in LA and like get abducted. Like
Right,
that's
and
what
like
my mom did to me as a child. I didn't want to show up to LA and get abducted.
oh, for sure, and it's one of those things too. Like it almost in this generation,
too good to be
it
true.
seems too good to be true. But also, it also seems like it is something that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we grew up is like one of those things. Like, oh no, I'm doing my homework. I'm not calling back anybody unless they email me like 5 times. You know,
Yes.
which is it's a blessing and a curse to like keep yourself out of a bad situation. But also, it's like this is Adidas, and so you really want to know if someone's not trying to play you as this gigantic and Adidas. If you guys don't know, I mean, we're always rocking it, but like Adidas has just had the biggest comeback. I mean,
Oh my
Adidas
gosh,
was like
it's-
Nike
yeah.
had been taken over for like forever, and Nike's still the big boy, but Adidas is right there,
They're amazing,
right now. Yeah, like
they've been making such great product, and especially. Okay, well, I don't know too terribly much about the men's and stuff, but I think the women's stuff that they've been doing lately is amazing, which is why I love working with them. I wouldn't be working with them if I didn't.
right. If you didn't actually believe in
didn't
some of the
actually
stuff,
like
yeah,
it,
yeah,
and like,
right.
yeah. So, anyways, they reached out to me for that event. I of course called and confirmed that it was a legitimate thing.
Yes, this is Adidas.
Which I found out this weekend there's only been one other person to do that. So.
hey,
So
she doesn't want to get scammed. Yeah,
we're a
rare breed.
here.
That's
the
funny.
paranoid. But
that's awesome.
So yeah, I ended up going to the event. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was seriously, it was unlike any other event that I had been to up till that point, and it was great. Like, we tested out the shoes. We gave feedback. We got all kind of content and stuff like that done for them. And just did so many cool different things, and I met so many cool people that were kind of, on the same track with me. They were like all really wanting to do things with fitness and like help spread that like fitness or positivity or just change. And it was just really cool connecting with all of them. And so like stayed in touch a little bit for a while with them and all that kind of stuff, and ended up getting an offer to sign on with them and in a more permanent way.
Crazy. That's so awesome.
So it's been amazing and wonderful, and like definitely a huge blessing in my life just in general, because I didn't set out to be like, I want to work with a massive company,
like one of the biggest companies in
awesome,
the world.
Like,
yeah.
But like it's been such an amazing experience. Like, it's something that I never thought would happen or set out to happen, but I'm happy that it did,
and
obviously.
It all goes back to like how real you are. Like this would only happen like if it's really meant to be, and like if it's really something that you are passionate about and believe in, and have something that you're like actively giving people real information that they want. Because like you post, you're disciplined, you post every day, you actually are a certified trainer, you show people like real stuff, you show them your highs and lows of life, and like, so like these big companies are looking for stuff like that. So you bringing that to the table is really awesome. I just realized too, like if you could just turn, she has Adidas earrings on, by the way,
okay,
head to toe, head to toe.
It's a little,
awesome.
It's like this symbol on my ear.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I love them.
That is pretty sweet. And so now we'll transition into something else. So we're just we'll go like, let's just ask some random questions here. So like who. Or like let's go with the Gary V podcast. I don't know if you guys are Gary V fans at all, but Gary V's been asking on his brand new podcast, what are you currently obsessed with? And I think that's the most hilarious question, because he's like, no, not like world peace, not like a new movie that came out. Like, what do you really like? What's a weird thing that you're obsessed with? Like, what's something that you like other than fitness? It could be health related.
Probably those, and this is gonna sound so dumb,
but that's what's fun about the question.
It's like a little yogurt cup. It's a Kefir cup. It's a Kefir cup, so Kefir. In case you want to look them up.
I've never had it. I can't eat dairy.
Right. It's like a fermented yogurt, and it's really high in protein, and it's only got 2 grams of sugar, not added sugar. It's just sugar from the making of the yogurt.
Ooh.
And so I've been getting them and just drizzling some raw honey on them.
Yeah.
And I've literally probably eaten that for breakfast for the past. I want to say like it's been a month and a half since I discovered them.
Wow.
And so every single morning before my workout, I get up, I drink my water, I drink a little lemon water.
Okay.
Take my vitamins with my Kefir cup.
That's a real obsession. That's real.
So I'm like 50 days strong.
Yeah, 50 days strong. So if you want to know what defines an obsession, 50 days in a row of the same breakfast, that qualifies. That qualifies. Hey, if you like it.
It's good before my workout. I feel good after. Like,
you feel good, you look good, you're good. Let's do it. Yeah, that's awesome.
I love them, though. I look for them everywhere. I had him at the store earlier looking for them, and I didn't have it.
Yeah, we're in the aisle like, which one is it? Oh, it's not that.
There.
Like, nope, didn't find it. We had to get something called Skir, and it wasn't the same. Wasn't the same.
It had a little more sugar.
Oh, well. So... who's a big influence on your fitness, on your Insta, on just in your life in general? Like, mom and dad, obviously, me, but like,
knock everyone out.
Mom, dad, me. I know me, Joe. Like the family. But like, if you had to choose like a someone that's you don't even know, or some.
You don't know.
You don't know, like a. I mean, it can even be Gary V. Like any of those types, or it doesn't even. And even if it's not, you can choose me.
For me.
Yeah, no.
I always when asked something similar, or like something like who's made a huge impact, and you knock them out right away, because I always say my parents.
I know she says it, so I wanted to get someone different.
Well, it sounds so cliche. I know you say, "Oh, my parents," or like whatever, but seriously,
it is real. It is real. She's not lying about this.
I honestly have been we are so blessed to have the parents that we had. Like I would not have, they let me move back home and just enjoy being home, and that's how I was able to kind of start like personal training and just all the stuff that like if I would have had to pay rent somewhere, I would have had to have a full-time job and then been personal training at night. Instead, I was having like 20 part-time jobs that could fit around a schedule of like, okay, I'll take that shift and I'll take this little part and I'll take this promo and like, so like that. And then they've always encouraged me to read things that kind of expanded my thoughts into something, you know, like I said before, being grateful, having like a positive mindset, and like looking for what good came out of negative situations, or like I said before, what good came out of the theater degree when I never felt like I used it, or like, and just, you know, like there's just so much that I feel like I had a great start in life because of them, that I have such a hard time
picking someone else. I get it. I tried, but it always comes back to that. So now, if you guys didn't know, or you will know, Nikki is how many weeks now pregnant?
It was 23 on Friday, so 23 in
23 weeks pregnant, and gonna be a little nephew for Klazzact here. Pretty exciting. But and oh, look, Bobby hit. What's up? And so Nikki, this is going to be her first little boy.
Yes, it's a boy.
Little Andrew. No, it's not. They don't have a name yet. I'm just gonna keep throwing that one in there. But what I want to know is, how does the pregnancy now change what you've built up with this business? How does it change like your schedule, like your posting? I know you started Sugary Six Pack Moms.
Yes.
So go ahead. Let us know.
So I actually, and it's crazy to me, or I always say I jinxed myself, but I don't mean that in a negative way.
Right.
But like I went and I got certified for pre and postnatal training, and then pre and postnatal fitness and like nutrition and all of this stuff, and I finished it, and then a month later was like, oh, I'm pregnant.
Somehow.
So like it just was, I mean, I was looking to kind of help that, like, people that are pregnant anyways in a more specific way. Because if you look, like, exercising, being active, good nutrition, like hydration, like all of these things that we kind of take for granted sometimes in pregnancy and even in life, like in general, we're like, whatever, I don't feel like doing it. We see it as more of a chore. It can make a massive difference in the mom's health and the baby's health, which a lot of times I know, like, old school thought is like, oh, don't do anything, like,
just sit,
something might
eat
happen.
Whatever you want, be happy.
But there's so much research now that is saying the complete opposite, like, be active, do stuff. And like, I'm a super, super hardcore believer in that. So like,
there's no way you would be able to go through this without being active. It's just not possible.
So I wouldn't say that so much it's changed so far. A lot of what I do, like as far as sharing, because I still share like vlogs and I share workouts and things like that, I think it's just more like my personal training has changed a bit, just because you have to change certain things as you go. And then
the modified yoga.
Yeah, just some modified stuff. Yeah, just modifying things and changing it up a little bit. And I also think that it's actually been good for me a little bit because like I've gotten to share a new side. Like I've gotten to share a new side of things, and it was actually a surprise. Like we got surprised being pregnant. So like it's definitely. It's been fun to interact with people because a lot of people that I follow either are pregnant or or I like interact with on Instagram, like they are pregnant or they already have kids, and so like it's been a really cool way to connect with more people on like a more personal and deeper level, and also have that, like, it's been really cool having that, like, you guys, I say you guys, I don't know if, but like everyone on Instagram and Facebook and like YouTube and stuff as a community, because like when I went to register I was like, hey guys, like, what were things that you hated on your registry and you never used, and what were things that you thought were the best? And like I literally had like hundreds of people give me like amazing information, and so like it's just been great because it's another way to connect with people and another way like to interact.
And it also, like, it shows too, like, you can still do social media, you could still be a fitness influencer, you could still be, you know, a positive influence on somebody's life regardless of where you're at. Like, you don't have to be single and cooped up in your house by yourself to make a brand and be an influence, you know. You can start your brand as, you know, as a single person, as someone with no kids, but then it can turn into, you know, you're married now, you're having a kid, but you still just have to find a way to transition into, you know, keeping your business and just making it's more well-rounded, you know.
Now it's like Because a lot of times, I mean, I feel like I don't want to like not share something helpful, or I don't want to not share like a fitness tip or something that's going to help people be, you know, happier today or whatever. So I think it's been nice too. Like sometimes I can just be like, all right, I'm going to share this little part of my like actual life that isn't always fitness. Because, you know, I do like have days where I'm not working out, or like I do things that aren't always fitness oriented.
Right.
But sometimes it just feels like, well, does anyone really care to see that?
And I think as the brand goes on, like people want to get closer and closer and more real and see more real parts of it too. So like,
yeah, I like it because then it just inspires people to share with me like their life.
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
in the comments and things like that. So it's fun.
For sure. And we're excited to grow the family, have a little nephew, have little Andrew Jr. And you know, like, so Gus is super excited. That's her husband, and we just can't wait. Kara Fine is going hard on the comments. Wow, thank you. And so then we're just gonna wrap it up pretty soon. Maybe just like 2 or 3 more questions. And so, what are you currently reading? I'm a big reader, so I would just always like to know if you're currently reading anything, or you know, sometimes people aren't, and that's like, okay, there goes that. Next question. Yep. Yeah, Nikki's always reading.
I'm always reading something. I literally always have a book. I buy the next book before I finish the book that I'm on, because I don't want to have days where I don't have a book. I wake up every morning, and that's part of my lemon water and water routine is I'm reading while I'm doing those things. First of all, I always have my devotion. So right now I'm reading Walk with God by Christy Green. Cool. Which is crazy, but it's one of the most frequently like direct message questions that I get is, what is this book? Yeah. Which is awesome. And then the other thing that I'm reading is Happy Women Live Better by Valerie Burton. I just
nice. Yeah, she's a great author.
Yeah, she's great. I just finished Gary Vee's book last week. Crushing it, which was great. And now I'm reading, I kind of switch off between like something kind of more, I don't know,
like religious, spiritual,
but really like more personal growth and like positivity, and then something more like, all right, let me learn something.
Yeah, like learn a skill,
how I can better,
or like for
improve tactic wise.
Yeah, and I feel like that's
like
a really
sharing stuff and like
great
helping
strategy.
People.
Yeah, because like you want to be, you know, you want to keep yourself motivated, but you also want to continually learn new stuff too, and whether it's with your faith, with your fitness, with your motivation, with your just skills, like that's a great thing to do. So take notes. And we're gonna wrap it up. So I just wanted to know, like, I know for people that you guys, like for this, I'm gonna try, you know, Nikki's a great first guest here, so we're gonna get some insight on, you know, if you're trying to build a brand, or if you're trying to just do a new business, or whatever you're doing, it's always great to get insight on, like, what actually goes behind it. So, like, what is a typical day for Sugary Six Pack, and how much actually goes into like hours and stuff you have to do, you know? There's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a lot. And if you don't love it, it's going to seem like really a lot. Luckily, I love sharing fitness and, you know, health and positivity. Like, that's my thing. I love it. It makes me happy when I can, like, hear from someone that says, like, this really impacted me, or this helped me today,
a lot of times.
or like this workout has been, or your plan has been working for me, the Get Fit Guide's been working, I love your app, like anything, like when you hear something that you've been able to impact someone in a positive way, like I love it so much. So like when I'm feeling like, okay, I don't want to write this, or I don't want to film this, or I don't want to edit this, or I don't want to make this like little thumbnail, like I'm like, okay, just remember why you like doing this. But that's completely off topic. So a complete day, I get up, I work out. Those things have nothing to do with, you know, the actual work of things. So generally, since I'm already sweaty after working out, I'll film a workout clip, or, you know, take some kind of picture just so that I can get a message out. Generally, if you look at my Instagram, my pictures aren't amazing and stellar and fabulous, but I really put a lot of love and like thought into the captions, so that's more of like a lot of my focus. So I'll either film the video or take a picture. Honestly, filming video is way easier for me. Yeah. Because I don't really love taking pictures and like having pictures of myself. Like I'm just not like that. Right. Yeah, like I'm like, what do I need a picture of myself for? Right. Or what does anyone want to see a picture of me for? Right.
Like we're trying to get that good work in.
Yeah. So I do one or the other. If it's a video day, I generally then have to sit down and like cut it up so that it fits on Instagram into like a couple reps of each move. I have to find some music that won't get tagged for copyright.
Yeah. The worst. There's so many little things.
Yes, and so like you have to sit and edit, which takes a little longer than you would think. And then a lot of days I'll try to either film a vlog or write a blog post. So that takes a little bit. I'm not much of a writer, so I much prefer filming. But then I try to like film on Tuesday and write the accompanying blog on Wednesday.
Right.
So I'm doing that. I get a break in the middle of the day for like 45 minutes because Gus generally comes home from lunch.
Sweet.
Sometimes I'll
so
try
you gotta cook.
I'll try to, yeah, exactly.
And eat, yeah.
So sometimes I'll try and respond to some direct messages because he usually like watches an episode of The Office at lunch, and I'm like, I need to get something done while this is going on. So I like try to respond to some comments or direct messages so that I can get to as many people as possible. And then second half of the day.
That's just the first half. Yeah. No. On top of the life essentials. Yeah.
There's always like the random life stuff. So like some days I won't get something done the first half of the second half because I've got to go do a bunch of stuff, or I have like an appointment at the doctor with the baby stuff, or like there's, whatever. But yeah, I just definitely, it's a lot of blog writing. It's a lot of filming, video, and editing. I try to go live for Q&As on Instagram.
That takes time too.
I'm trying to do that once a week. So usually on Monday or Tuesday, I do that, which is nice. It doesn't involve any editing or like
you just get to be real. Yeah. Just like we're doing today.
So like that, and then I try to do a Facebook Live sometimes. So both of those usually at the end of my days. But like, if I filmed a YouTube video, you've got to go and you've got to make the thumbnail, and you've got to like type in all the stuff, and you've got to like just do stuff for it.
Right.
All the stuff that you don't really think of as like,
so
this is gonna help someone.
Yeah.
But it is because like if it can reach someone because you made a cool thumbnail or whatever, and it like impacts them, and they just happen to see it because you spent the time to write it out in real bold letters, like then it makes a difference. And so it's a lot of responding to people in comments and direct messages and editing and filming and writing and things like that. People ask me to film a day in the life, and I've done it before, and I'll do it again because people ask for it. But generally, if I'm not at like an Adidas event, or if I'm not like on Activist or doing something cool, like my day-to-day is really repetitive.
And just like in there just working, repetitive. It's just a lot of work. And it's like you see too, like some of these, like as it grows and as it goes, like obviously you're probably eventually gonna have somebody, like with the way the world's going, somebody just like following you, like all these people have people following them with a camera, or like who knows, like just vlogging,
so
like you want to like selfie yourself all the time.
I do stories all day too, like talking to people, like it's just constant like stuff that you interact with people all day. I feel like, even though I'm like by myself, that's why I always say I work in my apartment, I work out in my apartment, I like sleep there and eat there most of the time, but I'm constantly interacting with people online, which is so crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's cool. It's like you could say all this stuff in like 4 or 5 minutes, but like you have to think too, the amount of hours that goes into this, like responding, doing a live, editing videos, like just even picking out the workout, making say like what you're doing in this workout, just like explain it, because she knows it doesn't mean we know it, and so she really does have to she has to say like word for word like what's going on. So there is a lot that goes into this, but like she said earlier, if you love it, if it's something you're passionate about, there is no question that you should be creating something with it, because look what can happen. Nikki started this after school, like after college, not really knowing what was going to happen, what was going to go on, and now look where she's at. She's a brand ambassador for Adidas. She gets to travel around the world. You've been to Bali, Greece, like all these different places to teach people fitness, and she gets to teach people from the comfort of her like business home, and like motivate people. And at the end of the day, we're really looking to make an impact, and what Nikki does makes a huge impact on a huge and growing community. And so to be able to do that, that's amazing. It's awesome. I think we'll probably end there, unless we have one more thing. If you had to tell everybody just one thing that could motivate them today, what would it be? What would be something to end on that could help people after watching our live just be like, man, I'm gonna go start a video. I'm gonna go and just do it. What's something that could be impactful that impacted you? Or
I think, and this is with whether you're starting like something like this, or even like with working out or eating well or just anything, I think it's super important to remember that it doesn't have to be perfect. Like it doesn't have to be perfect at first. Like it's not going to be perfect at first. Like, I go back and look at some of my original YouTube videos and I cringe and I'm like, oh man, like I filmed on a black backdrop. I look bald because my hair is real dark.
I still look at mine today and I'm like, I gotta get better at this.
I look back at them and I'm like, you know what? Oh, should I take them down? And I'm like, no, because you know what? Like, people seeing that, so just you can see that it's not perfect. You evolve and you learn and you grow as you go. And like, whether it's with video or it's with like your fitness stuff, like you're not going to start off being super duper strong and in shape and like all this stuff, but that you gradually get there, and you get there through like days where you feel off, or like days that you skip, or you know, it's just being consistent over the long term. I think that's the most important, and realizing that it's okay and to not be perfect. It's just when you keep going through those struggles and imperfections and growing pains is just the best part. And
how cool is that though, to look back now, you know, to be like, oh man, like I looked like a bald workout girl, didn't know what was going on with my black background, that I could barely see myself, to see like, you know, where you're at now, and like where your following has went, and where your editing skills and your workout skills, and like how much more well-rounded you become. It's just so cool to see.
It's super fun.
That's what we're getting at here too, is like, if you have something you love that you want to do, why not start documenting it and doing it? And then like, see when this interview 5-10 years from now, and Nikki's the owner of a company that's just as big as Adidas, or who knows, you never know, right? And so when something happens like that, it's just so cool to see the process, to see that it's real and that it can happen, and that you could do it too. We just have to work, and it takes a lot of work. You heard what she said, but if you're willing to work, if you're willing to do something that you love and that's something that you're passionate about, you can create it into something great. So I think we'll end there. I appreciate all you guys watching. We will edit together the actual camera video for YouTube. We'll put it out there for the podcast. Nikki's going to have it up. We'll probably repost it multiple places so everyone can see it.
I'll put it on YouTube and stuff as well.
And so it'll be exciting, and I'm excited for you all to see this. This is the first and very special interview of Klazzact Chats. This is Nikki from Sugary Six Pack. I'm Andrew Klazzact, your host, and I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time. All right, thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.